Hello, hello. We are in another episode of guided neighborhood tours, and today we are right here in Municipio Libre, across the street from Plaza Pozuelos, which is where La Comer is located. We posted a video of La Comer a few days ago, so now you can more or less know the surrounding area of La Comer or Plaza Pozuelos, which is where it's located. This is the neighborhood we're gonna visit today. This neighborhood is called Municipio Libre, and we're gonna do a little tour around here. This neighborhood, in my opinion, is one of the closest options to Centro, but I don't know how to explain it because Municipio Libre, to get to Centro from Municipio Libre, you have two access points, or even three. One would be through one tunnel, and that's probably like a 10-15 minute walk, and the other access is through Pastitos, and I'm gonna show you more or less the direction or the way that you could walk. And the other access would be through Cerro del Gallo, and that's you will end up in Callejón del Beso. So those are some of the access points of Municipio Libre to Centro. And I know many of the areas I have mentioned in the past. I say it's one of my favorite neighborhoods, but I'm sorry. With this one, I cannot be objective. This is the first neighborhood I lived when I first got to Guanajuato, like 18 years ago. This was the first neighborhood where I lived, so I have really good memories. I really liked living here. It was super convenient for my lifestyle, especially. That can change, obviously, but it was really convenient for me in general. So we got to this corner, and I'm not gonna walk up that way, but if I were to walk up that way, I will end up in Cerro del Gallo. That's the point where I was mentioning that you can access Centro, and you would end up in behind Callejón del Beso through the street called, I forgot the name of it right now, but there's like a ramp that takes you all the way down to Centro, and I used to walk there from my house, and probably was like, I don't know, like a 20-minute walk to Callejón del Beso. So pretty good, especially because it was a street down. So I didn't have to climb up. I just had to go down to Centro, so that was nice. And to be honest, I don't know much about the history of this neighborhood. I just know that Municipio Libre, which would be something like free municipality, it has its origins in the Mexican Revolution, and before that time we had El Porfiriato, which is when Porfirio Diaz is considered some like a type of how do you say, like a tyrant, I guess, un tirano, like a dictator, and he ruled Mexico for around like 70 years, like No, I'm kidding. I'm thinking about El PRI, which it was a different type of dictatorship. Well, the point is that when Porfirio Diaz was in power, everything was centralized. And when the Mexican Revolution ended with that era, is when municipalities and states regained their independence. So that's why the name Municipio Libre, free municipality, so to speak, is when they regain their independence or their autonomy, so to speak. That's the origin of the name. But for the neighborhood, I don't know much. I just know that it has some buildings or some offices related to the University of Guanajuato. So I wonder if maybe somehow it had something to do with the Universidad de Guanajuato. For example, like up that way, I didn't pointed that to you when I was walking through that area, but that's where the radio station of the university was located, at least when I was living in this neighborhood. So probably still there, probably it's not. I need to confirm that information with you. But Municipio Libre is super nice. It's, as you can see, very residential. You don't have a lot of businesses. And it was when I lived here, it was a really quiet and safe neighborhood. For me, it was like in the middle of everything, but in a way isolated. We didn't get traffic. It was super easy to get places walking or even driving. So it was really convenient. So right here we have a little kindergarten, like a school, and we have also these two buildings that are part of the University of Guanajuato. And I'm gonna also point to that direction. We are not gonna go that way in this video, but if we were to walk up there, we would end up in Cerro del Gallo, and that's pretty much the area where I mentioned. The callejon I was thinking about a few minutes ago was Peñitas. And so you go up Cerro del Gallo, and then you go down Peñitas, and then you will be right by Callejón del Beso. And these two buildings, as I was mentioning, are part of the University of Guanajuato. And both of these buildings are for sports activities. And I'm gonna show you a little bit. I'm not gonna go all the way down, but I will show you some of the area. So right here we have this space. It has a soccer field and this basketball, volleyball court, and they also have an area for running with special flooring, I guess. I don't know how would you say that. We call it tartan, so it's like a soft surface to run. So this court has that. And in this building here, they also offer some classes like Zumba and spinning. So you see here a lot of students, but also a lot of families. When I used to live here, they had soccer classes for kids, and this is where I used to take my son. So this place is really nice. I used to be a runner. I used to like to run a lot. Now, well, after an injury, I cannot run anymore, but when I could, I used to come all the time here to run in the morning, at night, afternoon, and I never felt unsafe or felt like in danger, even if it was empty, like with nobody. It usually has a lot of not security, but the university staff keeps an eye on this space, so I never felt unsafe. And if we were to walk all the way there where this little combi is going, you would end up in Pastitos, and it's from here probably is like like 5-7 minutes to Pastitos. So that's another access point I was mentioning to Centro. And as you saw, there was that little combi that you can take it and then just be in Centro in a few minutes. Very, very convenient. And I'm gonna go back and take the main road. So this is why I wonder if Municipio Libre had anything to do with the university, or maybe with the teachers, the staff. If you remember when we were talking about Panorámica en La Presa, we spoke about Lomas de Zaragoza or Fraccionamiento Universitarios, and I wonder if it is similar, the origin. And this neighborhood is on like right across, like the hill where this neighborhood is right across from Facultad de Química of University, where they have like nursing and chemistry and other bachelor degrees, I guess that's how you say it. So it also has some students living here because it's really near to downtown on one side and to the university. I mean, if they were to go to that school, it's really near too. So there's always students, families, and I feel like this neighborhood is similar to La Presa in the way that there's not many houses for sale or even for rent. It's very hard to find properties here, and I feel that happens a lot when people really like the place where they live and there's not a lot of inventory, like people won't move from this area, and because, like I was mentioning, it's very quiet, it's very peaceful. I never felt unsafe. I used to walk a lot, and it was a nice place to be. And this road here is going to take you to the main road where Pastitos is located. And so there's like shortcuts where I was walking, where the soccer field was. That place, by the way, is called Unidad Deportiva Nieto Piña. And there's also some tennis courts. So on that street is where you have that shortcut to Los Pastitos, but you can also go around this area and also get to Los Pastitos. And I'm not gonna walk on that direction because I wanna go back and circle back to where I started this video. But if you follow this road, you will end up in the main road of Los Pastitos. I'm gonna go back this way just because I want to go back to where I started. And when I used to live here in this neighborhood, this road was horrible. It was a dirt road, but now they have pavement. It's really nice, and this information might come handy to you if you have a car. But they have probably like 4 mechanics right here, and we have used this one here, and we have no complaints. They were really good. So that also is important, because around Centro, this is, I think, the closest point where you will find a mechanic. Usually all of the mechanics are south of the city, but these guys are right here, and that's really useful to know. And also we have that neighborhood up there, and that's a really fancy neighborhood. It's called Lomas de Pozuelos. It's like a little gated community. I don't know, I want to say probably like 30 houses, maybe. Not many houses, so it's a very fancy place. And as I was mentioning, this road is relatively new, the pavement, I mean, and now you could say it's like some sort of shortcut. But in general, it's very peaceful. I feel like only people who live around this area use it, so you won't find a lot of traffic around here. Maybe you can see it over there. That's where we started, by Plaza Pozuelos. So it seems like a big neighborhood, but it's not really such a big area. And well, in the real estate side of things, not a lot available. I think there's a very, very pretty house by the Nieto Piña. It's been on the market for a while. I think the price was 490 something thousand US. So it wasn't a cheap property, but we visited the property with some clients, and it was really pretty. It's a main house. It had 2 bedrooms, and it had a little casita, and it had parking and a garden. It was really nice, but I think the thing that many clients complain about was that it shared the entrance with the neighbor. So I think that was not really appealing, especially if you're paying so much money. And it's been on the market for a while, but if you want to ask us about the property, I can happily share the link for you, with you, I mean, and you can see the listing. And this here to my right, this is a river, and many of the water that comes from Centro comes out through here. So Pastita has a river that will end up here, and I think probably like back in the day when they covered the tunnels and they canceled the stream of the river under the Mercado Hidalgo, I think it also ends up here. This has no issue. If you are thinking, oh, what if this overflows? It won't. The fall, I mean, I don't know, it's very deep. That's what I mean. It's really, really deep. So he will never overflow. Sometimes he used to get a little stinky. I need to be honest. But in general, it was okay. It wasn't that bad. So our video started over there to the left, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go this way just to show you where this will end up, which was another thing I really liked about this neighborhood, because you can take the bus to get to downtown, and also there's a pharmacy really near, and obviously you have the pharmacy here in La Comer, but their pharmacy can get a little expensive, so I used to go to these pharmacies called ISEC. Those are very common in the state of Guanajuato because it's formed by the social security of employees of the state of Guanajuato, and what they do is they invested that money in parking lots, which is a very good business in Guanajuato, and in pharmacies. So usually they carry good prices, and that's what I liked about ISEC. And these buildings right here are Pozuelos. I will tell you a little bit about them in a moment, and on that direction, that's where you will find the pharmacy and also the entrance to that fancy neighborhood I mentioned called Lomas de Pozuelos. Now I'm gonna go this way. And Conjunto Administrativo Pozuelos is a bunch of government offices. Probably there's like 7 government offices, and in general, obviously, I have mentioned this in my videos before, you need to be careful, but usually government offices tend to be located in safe neighborhoods because you have a bunch of equipment like computers. Many of these offices also have cars for the employees, so they have obviously police officers guarding those buildings. So in general it can be very well, not very, but fairly safe. So here we are in La Comer. It was really quick. And right here we are getting into an intersection that I want to show you for reference. We have a tunnel here to the left, and this tunnel, if you walk, you will get right under Callejón del Beso, which is Plaza de Los Ángeles. It's going to be a 10-minute walk, more or less. Obviously, many people don't like to go through the tunnels because of the fumes, but it's a good shortcut to use. Many people use it because it's a fast way to get to Centro. If you are like me and you don't like to wait for the bus and you just prefer to walk, you are gonna use it. Many people use it. They are not dangerous during the day in general. You need to be careful at night, obviously, but in general they are okay. And right here we have this roundabout, and in this roundabout you have a bus stop over there. So maybe you can see the bus right now is picking up passengers. And let me see if we can see it from here. But right there, where you see all those cars, on that side, that's the tunnel that will take you to Embajadoras. And that's also like a 10-15 minute walk. So if you see, this is why I used to really like Municipio Libre. You could take a bunch of different ways to get you to Centro, depending on where you are heading to. And you have little combis that go through the neighborhood. You have that big bus stop that I show you. You have La Comer, you have pharmacies, and obviously Plaza Pozuelos not only has La Comer, is probably the most famous thing the Plaza Pozuelo has, but it also has government offices, it also has a gym, it also has a movie theater, so many things, like a few steps away. And that's why this was one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city of Guanajuato. Obviously, I have good memories because this was my first neighborhood, but in general, you can see why there's not a lot available for real estate, and because the location is really great. So I'm gonna finish the video here, and remember to send us any request that you have for videos. Actually, this video, I mean, we already had it in mind, but this video was a request of one of our viewers, and we were very happy that he asked for this video because of sentimental reasons, as I already mentioned. So please feel free to reach out. We are super happy always to help you, and if you are gonna be in the city of Guanajuato anytime soon, feel free to send us an email. We would love to meet you, and we hope that this is useful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another occasion. Bye bye.